crafts.
Who be that?
It's somebody on YouTube. Imagine if white people had a stream on helping other white people.
Well, maybe Travis Kraft, maybe you could start one for them. I don't know. But this is one for black people, where black people are helping other black people. You're not even petting that dog, you know, and you're even telling that person, don't bring that dog close to me. How do you go about now, you know, like coming around this to get the recognitions, the raises and the positions and the promotions that you're looking for, especially as black men? Because, you know, as black men, we've established a certain attitude. I'm a hardcore guy. Mimi nimekuja tu hapa kufanya job. I don't want all these other side shows here and there laughing about, you know, like what show was on TV last time. How do you get over that? You're already in the company. You already have the reputation.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this. There's 2 men, and they're coming on Wednesday, that slipped through and joined my Women's Career Acceleration Program. One was a number 2 of the Chief Security Officer at McAfee. Number 2 in tech. The other one is Jack that I told you the story about. He's also in tech, who wanted to get into leadership, right? Both of them who are already successful by any standards, right? Jack got a promotion in 6 months, right? And Felix, who's going to be there, right? He managed to slip in within a short amount of time, right? He was able to start to shift his reputation within the workplace. So can this stuff happen quickly? Yes, because there's 3 things you focus on. And this stuff is so easy to shift if you're a strong performer to move into a strong potential. It's so easy, right? 2 weeks ago, I have this client in Kenya, very senior woman. She works for one of the largest multinational pharmaceutical European companies in Kenya. Global beast, right? It's a global Western beast. So there is a role that came up. They typically don't give roles over Africa to Africans. They tend to give them to Europeans. Wow. Those in Kenya sometimes understand these dynamics.
YT people.
Correct.
Yeah.
YT.
YouTube people.
So she comes to me and she says, Tabitha, there's this role coming up, right? This is a highly educated woman who has even gone to Harvard. Last week, she sent me a testimonial yesterday. I'm about to post it on my wall. I have there's this position coming up, but I've talked to my boss's boss and he told me I'm not ready yet. Why are you not ready yet? She's a strong performer, but they're like, you're not ready yet.
Wow.
Guess what? We worked on how she would package herself, right? Because the interview was a global interview from people from the West, right? And her boss's boss. By the time she was done, she spent a ton of money on that, right? We spent probably about 10 hours packaging her to come across and be not as a high performer, but as a high potential. And, right, by the time they were done, they were interviewing top-notch candidates, including people in the West that they wanted to send as expatriates to be over Africa. She got that position, and guess what they told her? They told her, we want to take a chance on you. Wow. You may not be ready all the way yet, but we want to take a chance on you. So how do you do that? The way you make that shift is simply by working on your political skill.
Mm-hmm. Working on your political skill, and that's gonna be in that class, in that Zoom session. You're gonna be teaching
Wednesday.
Wednesday, September 13th, and the link is in the comments. You wanna register because those slots are limited. Because these are things that I think Tabitha here is just touching on the surface. You know, sometimes people
appetizer tu ndio ingie kwa
appetizer. Yeah, appetizer hii hapa. You know,
before you get to the main course.
Before you get to the main
just
course.
Just to open the door, not to the bedroom yet.
Not to the bedroom yet.
Yes. Yeah. But that's just the front door.
Because just because the door is open does not mean you'll find your way to the bedroom.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you know there are some houses, these modern houses.
It's true.
These modern houses, they have like a section hapo mbele where you can have like a chair. Yeah, like a chair that can even have a chair. Sometimes you might even be told to wait there.
The foyer.
To wait and see if the house owner will allow you to go in.
Ama ni veranda.
Unaweza ingia kwa TV.
Patio.
Ukire hiyo ndo living room. Kumbe living room iko juu.
Yes, so all these details, we all have to pay attention to. So many comments coming here. I'm gonna first start reading the Facebook comments. I think Mike, you wanna read the YouTube comments?
Yeah,
or?
let me read there because
Okay.
I think this has something to do that happened to, and I think it touches on what Njeri was talking about when it comes to negotiation, and how sometimes maybe others perceive you're not worth. So there was a situation here. So Annette says, do we remember Lamar Jackson took a long time to get a renewed contract?
Lamar Jackson is the Baltimore Ravens quarterback. Yeah.
NFL over here.
Yeah.
Football. Oh, anyway, when you were Chicago Bears, so don't worry. With the Ravens, he was unsigned for some time while negotiating. Baltimore people remember what I'm talking about. And she says, employers hire people they like, not just degrees. Nepotism, legacy, favoritism in the workplace prevail, aka sponsorship. In the political world, endorsements are the sponsor. They make calls, get money on behalf of your campaign. Travis Kraft.
Who be that?
It's somebody on YouTube. Imagine if white people had a stream on helping other white people.
Well, maybe Travis Kraft. Maybe you could start one for them. I don't know. But this is one for black people, where black people are helping other black people, and that's a conversation that we're having today. A couple of comments coming in also from Facebook. Wow, there's been quite a number of comments that were coming in.
Uko ni mchuano tu.
Yeah, while we were talking, there's of course people who are sympathizing with Omosh here because they think that we're bullying him. They don't know he's the one who bullies us all the time. But
JD, I see you laughing, please.
Yeah. And then Slay says, how they ask what you're making, some jobs. Can I decline to give out figures? I think Jerry's gonna address that later on. And then let me see here. We have the degree route was me when I first came to the US. Yes, degrees, everything. And this is something that afflicts a lot of black immigrants. Degrees are everything.
Correct.
Like umekuja America kusoma.
You came
people
to go
used
to
to raise
school.
money. Yeah, people used to raise money for
They
people
raised
to
money
come
for
to
you
school.
in the village.
Degrees
Yeah.
and working
People
hard.
sold houses.
And working hard, yes.
Yeah, people
all these
sold
things
houses,
that are not working here. Yeah. And then let me see. Judy Thurubi says, I'm with Ali, being your own mentor and sponsor with the help of friends. That being my own mentor and sponsor, has not really helped. So Judy, I think now we need to talk to Tabitha on the side
on Wednesday
to see. I know, but Judy will not qualify for the Wednesday one.
She might,
or maybe she's on the Sunday one.
She might sneak in like some two chaps who snuck in.
No, but I think Judy's on the Sunday one, so I think Judy's okay. And then Washeke says one of the biggest cause of under sponsorship for black people is lack of black people in leadership and decision-making positions. Let me just pause there and go to Njeri on this one, because I think this right here is actually a very critical aspect, like where you're looking for a sponsor, but then you're looking up and all you see is YouTube. I mean, white
when you're
people.
looking for a sponsor, you're not looking for somebody you have much in common with. You're not looking for somebody who you necessarily admire their leadership style. You're not looking for a buddy who will affirm you. You're looking for somebody with power. Ethical. I'm not talking, when I say leadership, I'm not talking about unethical, right? Because Ali's leadership style might be one that I don't admire. But Ali is influential in the organization. I need Ali to understand the value I bring to the organization and to be behind me. So what I would also say is that when you're looking for sponsors, they don't always have to look like you. A woman doesn't have to be sponsored by another woman. A man doesn't have to be sponsored by another man. A black person doesn't have to be sponsored by another. And in fact, I encourage people to have more than one sponsor. And it's actually a good idea if that sponsor doesn't look like you, the black man.
Okay, that's interesting. And how do you nurture a sponsor, or how do you acquire a sponsor? Do you just go tell someone, hey, can you be my sponsor? And then they say, yes, you are a very good worker, I'm gonna be your sponsor. Is that how it works?
You know what most people do when they go see senior people? They go say, I'd like your advice. or they go ask for career advice. So somebody very senior, they're like, oh yeah, can I schedule some time to pick your brain or get some advice on this? That's one of the best ways to ensure you don't get a sponsor.
But why? But why?
But why? I mean, that seems like the right way.
Yeah, that's a very polite way to get to
That's
somebody
polite.
who is very busy.
No, you've just walked in and said, I'm junior. Can you help me? Sponsorship, mentor, you're asking for a mentor. Mentors guide you and help you be better in your role, be better. Sponsors want somebody of equal business stature. Now, equal business stature has nothing to do with your hierarchy, but what you bring to the table. I'll give you an example. My sponsor for a long time is now the CEO of a global Fortune 250 company. My sponsor, right? They were so senior to me, but what did I bring to the table? I brought informational power. I was able to give them insights as to how certain initiatives were resonating on the ground, whether they were working or not, what engagement was feeling like, how people were rambling or not rambling, and give recommendations to address those things. To the point that I became the kind of person that before certain things were put out to the community, they ran them through me and say, what would Tabitha think? Let Tabitha react to that before something that marketing or communications has written goes to the population.